Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to a slightly damp Singapore. Actually here, the Marina Bay Street Circuit. The only circuit that we do have in Singapore, of course, but it's damp. It's been raining. And we have a wet race ahead. A wet qualifying. I don't know if the race is going to be wet as well. I'll have to check. But it's certainly very damp. Out here in qualifying. And you can see Miss Business struggling to put the power down. Oh, okay. Good to know the bikes are still there. Yeah, these conditions do not look the most suited to a Formula 1 car. But Mr. Business is going to come down into the final chicane of the lap. He goes very wide. Just showing how difficult it is. He's put the power down. And he's struggling to find a lap. He's already gone wide and invalidated. And that just shows you what these conditions are like. We're going to go on board with EJ, starting his lap, just going through the first couple of corners. You can really see how difficult these conditions are. Race will be dry, or so I have been told. Just looking on board with EJ, don't need the timing tower for the time being. Yeah, you can see, maybe you can't if it's going to do that. You can see the weather, you can see the drops on the screen. And it's just sliding all over the place for the Kick Sauber so far. Honestly, just keeping it on the circuit could be a decent lap. I assume the conditions will only get better across the session. They may end up deteriorating, and this lap from EJ could be the pole position time if the conditions only get worse. There's another leg spike there. I don't think there's anything I can do to control them, because it's obviously the multi-streaming that the performance doesn't appreciate, but I unfortunately don't think there's any solution to that. EJ, you're going to come down into the final sector. 1 of 15.9. The yellow flag through the end of the first sector as someone going a little bit slowly. Again, there's nothing I can do about that. Normally my lag spikes are caused by a Discord message, but I've got Discord closed, so I don't know. But here he comes. Around the last corner of this circuit. You can tell how much he's struggling to put the power down. It's a 145.137. That is your first lap time set in the session. Here comes Liberty Clive. It's a 146.5 to go 1.5 seconds off the Kick Sauber. Mr. Business coming back into the pit lane. Clearly didn't fuel up for multiple runs. Possibly a bit of a rookie error in these sort of conditions. 146.0 from Hearts. EJ still quite comfortably fastest at the moment. GS Man comes across the line, 146.0 as well. Matches what Hearts did, but can't get too close to EJ and goes off through the first couple of corners. R34, 144.4. I'm going to need to do something because it's not great getting these lag spikes every second. 144.4 though puts him to the top of the time, 7/10 ahead of anyone else and quite comfortably ahead of the vast majority of people. Yeah, it shouldn't be having those problems really. I'm gonna turn the graphics down another step, but normally it's not a problem. I've been running the game fine on 140 and now it's capped at 60, so, and it's still stuttering. Polytron comes across the line. And it's only 145.5 so far for the reigning champion. So he'll be most likely looking to turn that around in, with some later lap times. EJ's just starting his second run. No, it's not fixed at all. Love to see it. There goes Mr. Business into that first corner. He's got. Not Miss Business, sorry, it's EJ. I don't know why. I said Miss Business. Hart comes across the line with a 144.8 to go into second place. Following along from his previous run, so will have had a bit of tyre wear and a bit less battery to do that with. R34's going faster still as he comes through the final corner and up to the line. He's being matched by Mike VK21, but he goes faster with a 144.2. Mike there did a 44.5. Harsh on a 44.8, 6 tenths off the top. 6 tenths off the top, 3 tenths off. That's second place. Dan goes into P6 with a 145.7. Two Mercedes right next to each other in the timings as well, with that 146.4. Man just going again. I don't think those lag spikes are going to be preventable, which is very annoying. Here comes Bonnie Trump across the line. It's 144.2 to pretty much match the provisional pole time for the time being. I don't know if it's going to dry up at all in this session, but and the rains might be getting a little bit lighter, but that could, in all honesty, just be down. Yeah, in all honesty, could just be down to the change of the graphic settings. 44.2 from EJ to go right there with the top three. Cliffy Clove goes fastest with a 144.1. And if that doesn't tell you that the conditions are improving, I don't know what will. IGS Man goes across the line to go faster still, 2.5 over everyone else. These conditions are improving by the second. And quite literally by the second, as the time at the top has just tumbled by 1.5 seconds. Dan next to the line, half a second or so up, would put him really only up 1 or 2 positions at the very best. Improves by 7 tenths to go into P8 with a 145.095. Then we got Magic coming around the last corner, just starting another run. Mr. Business will be doing so as well. There's a yellow flag for a Ferrari going slowly, which is for Cookface with no ERS. Then I think that's Calavera on the wet tyres. Those are definitely not the right ones to be on. In these conditions, you don't want to be on those wet tyres. It's barely even raining anymore. It's most definitely intermediate at this stage. Eddie Belly coming around the last corner. So 148.3. It's not challenging at the top for, at least for the time being. EJ just coming in. He's done all he wants to do on that set of tyres. He'll come in, put on another set of the intermediates later. 143.1 from Hearts. He's still half a second off the top, but it's a solid improvement to get him up into P2. And then it's going to be Mike coming around the last corner, and across the line he goes. It's third place, a 43.7, but still 1.1 seconds off the fastest time. That's just been raised even further. A 142.0 from R34 extends that margin. It's now 6 tenths fastest, as faster than everyone else, by 6 tenths of a second for the time being. But with these conditions, that will be a matter of just that won't be the biggest of my I don't know what I'm saying. It won't stand for too long. Magic with a 43.5 to go into P4. I'd expect it's going to stop raining, but I don't know if it's going to dry up fast enough for the soft tyres later in the session. I think whoever gets pole will, at least if it's similar to 24, the pole time will be done on inters. Yeah, Calavera 150.8. Those are not the tyres to be on. Mr. Business is invalidated through the first sector. I'm really getting annoyed with these lag spikes, but I can't do anything about them. That's the worst part. Magic might have to be careful, but no, Polytron is just on an out lap. We've got the Williams of Heart coming around the last couple of corners. I don't know if he's going to come into the pits or if he's going to go again. Yeah, he is going to come into the pit lane. He's third at the moment. After those first runs on the intermediate tyres, he's going to come back in, probably put on another set of the green wool treaded Pirelli tyres. I think everyone is deciding that they've done enough for these first runs and they will try again at a later stage. Although Ahmed's going to come around the last corner, he's still on a lap for the time being. Like, is he out of fuel? No, so that's just the traction control. He goes into 10th place with 144.9 and then cuts turn 1 for good measure. So 44.4 from Mr. Business, having invalidated, so actually don't expect too much. But we're going to go on board with the Aston Martin going through that first sector. He's not set a time as of yet in the session, but you'd expect when he does, it will get him up to that sharp end of the field. Just swing it through what's normally a very high-speed corner, quite a bit slower in the wet, but still, it's like in the grand scheme of corners, it's quite high speed, possibly becomes more medium speed in these conditions. Calavera is still going out there. He's on a 48.2 on those full wet tyres, but it's definitely not the right compound to be on. It's been all neat and tidy so far from this business, slightly missing that apex on the left-hand side, but especially in these conditions, it won't be the greatest of differences. A big slide, though, going under the Anderson Bridge, or over, or something. I don't know why I always say under. It feels like it's, you know, it's a big old slide. So he went over the river, and obviously that's going to cost him quite a lot of time. Calavera there seems to have gone round at turn 7 into turn 8. Those wet tyres likely starting to overheat. Mr. Business, though, coming round the final corner of the lap. And expect him to put the car right up to the sharp end as he comes across the line. It's 141.745 to go fastest by 0.3 of a second, at least for the time being. But definitely expect that lap time to be beaten as we get later on into the session. And Miss Business's teammate just coming into the pit lane. The drivers are all seeming to be starting their second runs now. Cookface coming around the last corner. Jumps up into P4 with a 142.7. An improvement of almost 3 seconds for the Ferrari. So there's definitely going to be a lot of time in this track. The rain seems to have just stopped now, but I don't think it's going to dry up enough. I think the last runs and the pole lap will be done on the intermediate tyres. But what I also think is it'll be done by whoever's the last to set it. But I think Mike is going for the gamble, coming in, and is he going to go back out again on the soft compound tyre? It's a possibility. I don't know if he will or not, but I can definitely imagine a world in which he rolls the dice and goes for the softs in an attempt to take that pole position away. And that one pole position point that we've introduced for this season. So obviously whoever gets pole will be the first championship leader of the season. Although it may not last for too long, as there are a few more points on offer in the main race. We've got EJ there just coming around the last corner. The first driver who's on a flying lap, I think, is Clifty Clive in the Red Bull. 2.2 seconds up on his personal best. Coming down into the chicane of 16 and 17. He's going to get it stopped, get it rotated, so you can get on the power very, very early on this game if you can manage it. Then he comes rotating through that last corner of 18 into 19. Across the line he goes. It's a 1:41.0. He goes fastest by 0.7 of a second over Mr. Business, which just shows the track improvement. R34, his teammate, is up by a considerable margin. So 1:39.8. First drive we've seen in the 1:30s all day so far. Hart's going very slowly, trying, I think, to recharge as much battery as he can, having backed off his run as well, and possibly just trying to kill for time. I don't know how long's left, because he's obviously brought out this yellow flag with 1 minute and 5 seconds to go. Calaveras just come out of the pit lane, isn't going to get a lap in. There's no one who's on a lap who's gambled on the soft compound tyre. IGS Man going to be the next to the line. He's followed across by Hearts, who's just tried to save as much battery as he can. Here comes Polytron, reigning champion, coming in towards the final couple of corners. In these tricky conditions, he's one of the later. He's a bit early to set a lap. He does go fastest though, a 1:39.6, but will it last when all the others set their laps as well? Actually, he's fastest for now, but will it last? It's 1:41.2 there from the Mercedes going up into P4, but now down to P5 as EJ with a 40.3 goes into third place, showing the track improvement. There's going to be a big advantage if you can start your lap later than everyone else. But the checker flag is going to fall about now, so no more drivers will start final flying runs. Clifty Clive has missed out. He's not going to set another run. Cookface coming around the final corner. 2.2 seconds up as he comes across the line. He goes fastest with a 1:39.3 to take that provisional pole away. R34 has to peel into the pit lane. And for the time being, Cookface is on provisional pole. But who can stop him? The Williams of Hart's going to come into the final couple of corners. 3.6 seconds up on his personal best, but will that be enough? Coming down in towards the final chicane of 16 and 17. He has to spot this braking point. It's so important. It sets up the run all the way to the end. DRS is now enabled. For those still on their laps, it will be a huge time save. As he comes round the final corner with the very small portion of DRS, he goes fastest by 1.2 seconds over Cookface. You could tell the track improvement was going to have a big effect. Ahmed's coming around the final couple of corners as well. And he's got a much better track. He could go up into P2 here if he's got the lap together. He can only manage third place, but still it's a very strong result for the McLaren. Mr. Business coming around the last corner, looking to take the pole away, which he does. Half a second in it. Mr. Business has all but secured that pole position, unless Mike can do anything about it. He can't. He's going to have to settle for the front row. But Mr. Business takes that pole position and takes the one pole position point to temporarily lead the driver's standings before we get into race one. There's Mike in second place, Hearts in third, with Cookface, then Ahmed rounding off the top five, with Polytromp and R34 only 6th and 7th in the field. And that does set up an exciting race. So obviously they're going to have to work their way through this field. Obviously, with massive track improvement later on in the session, EJ was right up there at one stage. He fell all the way down to 9th. Clifty Clive in 10th was on provisional pole at one point. That quali session was completely up in the air. I went away and then... Okay, yeah, people read up. Like... Everything would be so much easier if people just, you know, read what we say before every race. I mean, yeah, it's funny to watch people just doing things like that. But... Oh! Okay. Well, we're loading back in now. I wasn't even there when we, like... Yeah, I wasn't even in the room when the last start happened. Really? Right. We have a race. There's been a collision on the formation lap. But we get going. On the formation lap for the Singapore Grand Prix. But here we go. We await the start of the Singapore Grand Prix. So they will park themselves up on the starting grid. Mr. Business will be the first to do so. He's starting from pole. Gut Faces had a spin. That is not going to be nice on his tyres. I regret to inform him. The tyres will not appreciate that. As everyone begins to park up for the race start. Clifty Clive the last to do so. We switch for a front camera and await the lights for 31 laps in Singapore. Here we go. And it's lights out. And away we go. Mr. Business does get a good start. He will lead them into that first corner. Mike BK on the inside, but he can't get the move. Mr. Business still leads. Mike in second. And Ahmed maintains that third place. But Polytrop trying to get past. He gets tangled with R34 as they go through turn number 3. But he manages to keep it through somehow in a straight line. They're still side by side going through turn number 5. Polytrop stays ahead and stays in that 4th place where he started. EJ tried to get the run. Pretty much everyone in the field on the hard tyres. Ahmed having to defend. He's going for the move, on Mike. But he gets it done. He goes a little bit too wide. And the Haas moves past. There's a spin in the background for R34 who's tumbling down the field. On lap 1, it's all kicking off right now as Polytrop moves past Ahmed. And up into 3rd place. So Cookbase, who started in 3rd, got an awful start. You could see it from the start. He got way too much wheel spin and lost 3 places off the line. As Eddie Belly's gone wide. Might have got a bit of front wing damage there on the Racing Bulls. Yes, there is. That is a missing end plate. The Racing Bulls driver. RGS-Man moves it up into 7th place. Ahmed and Polytrop going side by side. But Alpine does maintain that 3rd place. Ahmed goes a little bit wide. But Mr. Business has checked out in front. 2.2 seconds is his gap to Mike in 2nd place. He's going to want to work with Polytrop through the field. R34's gone off again. In the Racing Bulls, he's having a it's just a poor day out there so far. After a qualifying in which he failed to deliver in the end, just didn't get the final lap in, having gone a bit too early. There gets Polytrop back up into 2nd place, but then he's slightly decent. Oh, dearie me. Yeah, it's not the first time I've seen bad decent at Singapore. Yeah, it does keep that 2nd place. There's a yellow flag throughout the field. I think that's Cookbase. He's gone off. Yet it is. He's facing the wrong way at turn number 8 in towards turn number 9. He gets back going and rejoins the race in 13th and second last place. And that gap's staying there. He's actually extending his advantage at this stage, is Mr. Business. He's looking comfortable out front. Polytron slightly struggling at this stage. He's losing time, for sure, because the gap was 2.2 a little while ago. R34 right in the slipstream of the Mercedes ahead. Can't get the move done just yet. Mr. Business with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, which is taken away by IGS Man in the Mercedes. Currently down in 6th place, trying to follow EJ and the cars in front. Ahmed going very wide through, or possibly not going very wide. I can't even tell at this point. That looked like desync. Mr. Business has the pace where it matters right now. He's just extending that gap out front. There's not much more he can be doing at this stage in the race. He's just controlling and extending that margin. He was given it on lap 1. But he's just been extending. Have either of them changed their front wing, or do they just come in because they're out of position? Dan's gone for a soft, a set of the soft tyres, which won't last very long. Dan's got a 3-second time penalty as well, which I think... Was that for multiple warnings? Oh, Ahmed! Ahmed's gone into the wall! And that brings out the first safety car of the race. You can see where he's lost it. Most likely would have either spun and hit the wall or just clipped the inside barrier at turn 12. And we do have the first safety car of the Singapore Grand Prix, Mr. Business's lead, that he did so well to build up. Well, it's going to come straight back down again. And no one choosing to pit just yet. It's... Ooh, Polydromp and Mike. They're all coming into the pit lane. They are, coming into the pit lane. R34 is going to stay out and take second place. Everyone's in. Will they all go for the hard tyres? It looks like they are. They won't make it to the end. They're undoubtedly going to pit again. Magic's gone for a set of the medium tyres, so it's forced to pit again. Someone's changing a wing there. It's Mercedes they're changing a front wing. So they're all coming out again. So the front two chose not to pit. Everyone else in the field has pitted, except the front two drivers. So they've got the track position, and they possibly even have the tyre advantage. And to be honest, I don't think pitting there was the right call, unless they're hoping now they can do another set of hards and go to the end more comfortably. It's definitely an early stop for a two-stop. So obviously we have they're all catching up to the safety car train now. So Mr. Business loses his lead. Although he loses the advantage he had. We've now got R34 in second place, who's going to Right, obviously, he's going to be challenging for the race lead. So, I am interested in how this race is going to pan out now, because we've got the front two who'll be looking to pull away on those mediums, but they've not pitted. But everyone else behind isn't going to make it to the end. You can barely one stop on this game at all, let alone pitting on lap 3 at Singapore. Because there's no chance those guys make it to the end. No one's making it to the end. But are they going to be more comfortable making it to the end with only one more stop because they can do hard from here? Is that the idea? I don't actually know what the tyre wear's like on this game. I just know it's lots. So that'll be interesting to see later on in the Grand Prix. The safety car will stay out for one more lap, going till the end of lap number 6. So it should be in at the end of this lap. It's just a wonder of what these drivers can do. So obviously, like, at this stage of the race, they're not making it to the end. They've got... It'll come in with 35 laps to go. You're not doing that on a set of the hard tyres. If you split it up into 2 17-lap stint, it could be possible. But I don't know. I don't know what the mediums will be like. Whether they can one-stop. Because everyone from here will be making the same number of pit stops, unless we get multiple more safety cars. So the safety car will be in at the end of this lap. And this business, when does he decide to bolt away? There he goes, and he leads them away. On the safety car restarts, they go into lap 7! He's lost it, he went too early! And the tyres, not up to temperature, Mr. Business has thrown it away! From the provisional pole position, someone has an illegal overtake. That's Clifty Clive trying to give the position back. Ends up making contact with him. There's carnage on the restart. Just Mike turned into the barriers at the first corner. Polydrum gets a 10-second time penalty. So does everyone else who didn't give the position back to the spinning Aston Martin. We've got a second safety car already. There's carnage on the safety car restart. All spearheaded by the spin of Mr. Business. But the issue is, none of those 10-second time penalties will be able to be removed because they'll all get served in the next pit stops. There'll be drivers coming into the pits in this lap. We're going to do another 3 or 4 laps behind the safety car. Somehow in all of that, Cookface got involved, and despite having no damage, is right the way at the back of the field, so I don't know what happened there. Mike's missing his front wing. Calavera's missing part of his front wing. RGS Man's missing part of his front wing. Eddie Betty's missing part of their front wing. Clifty Clive does not seem to be missing any wing. Mr. Business is, because he had that contact there with Clive who was trying to get the place back. And I think the front 5 are unscathed? Oh no, there's damage there. To Dan, who's currently in 3rd place after all of that. And for Polytron, who's now in 2nd. So, pretty much everyone has damage, and they're all going to be in the pit lane. So, yeah, there's going to be some chaos. Bit of a scramble for the pit lane. Polytron comes in, as he's got the damage. Dan going to stay out with and cope with the damage. Liberty Clive stays out. Eddie Betty stays out. IGS Man and Mike both in. Calavera stays out with the damage. And Cookface will be in. So Polytron falls right the way down to the back of the field, having had to change his front wing and serve a 10-second time bounty. He's still going to be ahead of Mike, but he's down to 12th place. R34 stays out with the penalty. So EJ has no illegal overtake. Dan's now 2nd, you know, both with only 3-second penalties. And R34 in 4th place is the only one left with a 10-second. So Zodgar still stays out. Ooh! Dan's going to the pit lane very late. He's going to fall right to the back of the field. He's not even changing his front wing. He's just pitting for a... just changing his tyres. IGS Man's going to have to come in again because they didn't change his front wing the previous time. Same goes for Calavera, who just didn't pit before. So now Magic's up in 2nd place. R34's now in 3rd with that front wing, no damage, but with that 10-second time penalty. I don't know what happened with that restart, but... I'd expect the safety car will be in this lap. Is it not in? The safety car's not in yet. Calaveras has got a 3-second time penalty under the safety car. Oh, no, it was. I swear I didn't see it saying safety car was in this lap, but when? Does EJ go? He accelerates now, out of the last corner, and unlike Mr. Business, he doesn't find himself spinning around on the safety car restart. It's a lot cleaner this time around, but there's already a move. Mr. Business trying to work his way back up the field on the inside into turn number 1. He's going to get that move done as Ellie Betty goes straight on over the runoff and off the circuit. We got a yellow flag, so that's Dan who's the first car to bring out the yellows on the restart. Polytron and Mr. Business side by side. The Aston Martin tries to work its way back through. R34 trying to probably made a mistake through the turn number 5 under pressure from the Mercedes, who goes past on the inside, pushes them both out wide, doesn't keep it on the circuit, and that invites Polytron to go past the pair of them up into 3rd place. There's contact. The Alpine gets a bit tagged through the middle, but does hold on to that place. There's a bit of contact further down as well. Couldn't tell who is involved. It's quite hard to tell anything really with all the desync going on. But EJ and Magic, both 2.5 seconds ahead of the rest of the field right now. The gap's opening up very quickly. Possibly is a sign of, the increased dirty air on this game. So that's down out of the race. And that is only a virtual safety car on this occasion. But it's our 3rd caution of the Grand Prix. Now, great dust in the... Ooh, Calvera got a 10-second time penalty for a collision under the safety car, which is a bit odd. That great dust has fallen 2 seconds behind the other cars. Polytron comes in, as does Magic, but EJ stays out. That great dust stays out. Mr. Business is going to stay out. Most drivers are in this time, but it's only a virtual safety car, so they're not going to catch back up to the field. And with the amount of safety cars we've had so far, maybe it is. Maybe that is the right strategy. R34 is going to have to... He's pitting, he's changing his front wing and serving a 10-second penalty. So R34 plummets to the bottom of the field. So they all come out the pit lane. EJ now leads by 7 seconds to the next car. I don't know how much of that is Delta, as they go green again! And great dust and Magic both get driver penalties for speeding on the safety car restart. Mr. Business now back up into net P2. So now we're... And Mr. Business on the freshest tyres out of all of those staying out in the top half. Mike is now in the sort of net... I don't even know anymore. Polytron has fallen behind the Haas car and is on a slightly older set of the hard tyres, of which he did 4 laps on in between safety cars. So EJ continues to lead them off. There's a yellow flag. Is that Polytron who's found himself going the wrong way? Yes, it is. Polytron's gone off over the bridge. The reigning champion's found the wall, lost his front wing. He's going to have to pit again. What is going on in the Singapore Grand Prix? So EJ currently sits with a 4.6 second gap, 5 seconds to Mr. Business, who is his biggest threat at this stage. But with that 3-second time penalty, he could be at risk of losing the race win. Here goes Mr. Business with the DRS. Yes, that should be a comfortable pass to take second place away. Round the outside. He's going to fight it though. Goes a bit deep. Mr. Business can't get the move just yet. He's going to try around the outside. Can't get it done, but he goes for the switchback. And into turn number 9, I think. He's got that move done very nicely indeed. Very nice. Switch back through the middle sector, where you don't often see battling at all. It's hard to tell exactly what happened because of all the desync that's going on, but... Yeah, it's annoying with the game. Like, the desyncing is just a pain. So, obviously, Polytron has to pit again. He comes out a long way behind everyone else. RGS Man gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. But he's also got that 10 seconds that he got for whatever happened on that safety car restart, which he should be able to get removed, assuming he doesn't pit again. So it's going to be a direct chase. How are we only 13 laps into this race? How are we only 13 laps in? Oh, wow. And Zachary Dust has had to come through the pit lane to serve that drive-through penalty. Mike moves back up into 6th place, which could possibly be net, and is pretty much net 4th, maybe even 3rd, depending on how it goes. R34 take the fastest lap of the race, but it's not going to matter in terms of points anymore. See, with the removal of it in real life, he decides to transfer the point from fastest lap over to pole position. And right in the slipstream of Cookface, you'd expect the Racing Bull to go past, but he locks up into turn number 5 and can't get the run. Anybody goes out, and it's another safety car. It's the 3rd full safety car of the Grand Prix. And maybe this time, EJ's going to come into the pit lane, as it's a full safety car this time around, not a virtual. It allows anyone who pits to catch back up. This race has been interesting. So EJ did come into the pit lane. He's going to emerge down in 3rd place behind Mr. Business and RGS Man. I think the Mercedes is going to try and go to the end to get that 10-second removed. And Ings is going to come foot face as well. R34 is going to stay out on those hard tyres. And Polytron's got a lot of catching up to do as well. We're halfway through this race now. Not even. So Celebrity Collide moves up into P8. So, did I just... Mike's run into the wall under safety car. And I'm not paying attention because it's under safety car. What happened there? We're down to 10 drivers. And it's only lap 14. Mike's put it in the wall. Under the safety car. And the thing is, this race is still completely open, because I have no idea what's going to happen. So Mr. Business now leads, with RGS Man in 2nd place, who I don't think is planning on pitting again. We've now got EJ in 3rd, with Asteroid Dust in 4th. R34 has clawed it back to 5th place, and still has a shot of winning. Poorly jumped down in 10th. is probably out of a shot at winning at this point, considering he's also on the medium tyres, but you never know at this point with how this race has been going. What on earth is going on in the Singapore Grand Prix? And Mike hit the wall on the safety car, which I didn't even notice because I wasn't paying enough attention. You know, like, I wasn't looking because I didn't expect something to happen under a safety car. What on earth has happened in this race? Will the safety car be in this lap? So it's not going to be in just yet. And somehow among all of this, Mr. Business has got back into the race lead. Surely the safety car will be in this lap. The safety car is in this lap. So we're going to finally get racing again. We've just passed the halfway mark. We're on lap 16, going on to 17. We're going to have 15 laps still to go. Once this one comes to an end. And Mr. Business is going to lead them away in this race with so many turns so far. There he goes! Mr. Business leads away for the safety car restart. EJ right on the back of RTS man already, trying to get that move done. He can't find a way through. Neither can the Mercedes on the Aston Martin so far. And EJ's right all over the back of him. The 9-lap difference in tyres. No racing laps done on those hard tyres for EJ. And it shows. There he goes with the switchback. Trying to get the run down the straight and turn. Number 7, but I don't think he's quite going to have enough. He doesn't quite have the straight line speed. But ITS man goes wide. And there goes the kick Sauber. Takes the opportunity. Switches to the outside. And gets that move done. And now goes chasing after Mr. Business. With quite a substantial tyre difference as well. And Mr. Business has only stopped once so far. And we got some drivers too who have done 4. I mean, people said they wanted more strategy in F125. I don't think this is what they meant. Bonnie Trump getting involved in a few scraps in the lower half of the field as he tries to work his way back through. He's got himself back up into 6th place right now with R34 up in front of him. Calavera's gone off at the hairpin and looks to be stuck for the time being. But I don't think it's even possible to get any more safety cars at this point. EJ, right on the back of Mr. Business, is very much in the fight for the race win right now. He's got that 3-second time penalty. But if he can pressure the Aston Martin to a mistake, the 3-second time penalty won't have too much effect on the final race result. R34's worked his way back up into 4th place and is still in the fight for a podium, maybe even a race win if he can catch up quickly. But here comes DJ on Mr. Business on the inside to retake the race lead. Gets the move done through turn number 7. He claimed the corner and then he ran up to the edge of the track but didn't exceed it. EJ moves up into the race lead. So what can he do now that he's hit the front? Calavera's gone off again. Gets back going though in that 10th place. I'm generally going to need to go to the toilet at some point with how this race is going. Yeah, there's another safety car. I'll take that opportunity, but I don't think there will be. Now, EJ's opened that gap up to 0.6 of a second as all of that was going on. He's definitely got the pace to lead from the front, as long as he's got the consistency and can actually get away from Mr. Business. Bonnie Trump moves up into 5th place. They gave the Mercedes quite the squeeze in the braking zone, but didn't seem to do anything illegal. Azarate does go very wide through the final corner there. And that seems to have hampered any chance of moving back past the Alpine, but it's cost him 2.5 seconds to R34, who is also gaining quite rapidly on this front 3. R34 is very much still in contention to take the race win. Mr. Vincent and EJ going side by side into turn 7. EJ just about holds him off, pins him to the outside, doesn't give him the chance to come up with any sort of clever tricks. And EJ holds on to that race lead for now. But all this battling is doing is allowing R34 to close up. He's now 1.8 seconds behind this front 3 and looks almost certain to close in and then pull away once he does so. Clifty Clive now will be the next driver looking to get past Asterate Dust. And at the moment down in 7th place, we'll be looking to make that P6 and maybe higher once time penalties get applied later in the race. When he gets to the DRS, he's going to pull into the slipstream. But he's not quite close enough just yet. R34 now 1.6 seconds, 1.4, 1.3 behind the front 3. And you can visually see him gaining. That's how fast it's going, but as I say that, it's a major mistake at turn 1. And he's lost a further 7 tenths. 2.1, 2.2 is the gap coming out of that first complex. Just as I was saying, you can visually see him close in. You can also visually see him drop back. Here comes Mr. Business again. And he's just going to do the same trick again. Pin him to the outside. Don't let him get a move. And maintain that race lead. He's defending well so far in this race. Calavera, I think, has gone off again through turn number 14. EJ keeps the place out front for the time being. R34 is pushing, and you can tell from the mistakes, from the slides that he's getting, he's really pushing those tyres. But he's got so far still to go. It's still another 11 laps. Can't push too much. Just need to catch you up, then chill for a bit. and then go for it later on in the race. EJ's penalty should be able to get removed, as I have been told. Possibly. Obviously, you've got to take it with a pinch of salt. We don't know for sure. There's been no steward verdict. But EJ's going to try and get that 3-second time penalty removed. But so far, he is just holding up the pace up front. And it's great for him. And it's great for R34, who's, you know, utilising this to close back up to the front three. Mr. Business is going to try again, and I think this time he's closer than on the previous lap. EJ can't force him that far wide this time. He goes off the track, trying to defend the place, and that's going to allow Mr. Business to send it back up the inside into turn number 6. He can't quite get the move done, but look how close R34 is now. 1.3 seconds is the gap. As they keep on fighting and keep on inviting the Racing Bulls to get involved. 8.5 tenths. He is now in the DRS window. Will EJ be deemed to have forced Mr. Business off the circuit there, considering that he went off himself? Calavera has met the wall again at turn number 2, but will get back going. Will be in danger of being lapped before too long. Is the only concern. R34 moves past ITS Man, who comes into the pit lane. Those hard tyres are done for. And so is his race, as he has to serve this 10-second time penalty. Going for a set of softs at this stage is an interesting call. And I don't think it's going to be one that pays out with how long is left in this race. I don't think the softs are going to make it. Here comes Mr. Business on EJ, and this time he does get the move done. Going into turn number 7. Long before the braking zone, he was ahead. And there's nothing EJ can do about that. Just for now. He'll be able to fight him back later. But for the time being, the Aston Martin has retaken that race lead with, 8 to 9 laps to go. Calavera's gone off again. May actually affect these leaders with the yellow flags. Going down into the hairpin where the Williams is. And there's Calavera on the outside. And they can't pass down this straight, as R34 has just dropped out of the DRS. He might have just got it back again, though, for this 4th and final DRS zone off the circuit. No, he's not. He has just dropped out again. And he's just hanging a little way outside that DRS zone. Calavera is not having the greatest of races at the moment. But let's see. What can this top 3 do? I can't tell if this is desync or if R34 actually just went straight off the track there. I think he actually did run off the circuit. There's a yellow flag. It's IDS Man found the wall and is out of the Singapore Grand Prix. But I think it's too late to get a safety car at this stage. Oh, it's not too late. We've just run out of them. There won't be a safety car at this stage. R34 really seems to be struggling with getting the car stopped at the moment. He's going wide an awful lot. Possibly down to the dirty air. Not used to it. It's just a big difference compared to F124. So EJ's still there. R34 is really struggling, which is surprising because of how quickly he caught up He just can't keep with them. He just isn't able to keep with them at the moment. He's really struggling in that Racing Bulls. And I just don't think the ability to win the race is there anymore. He definitely has the pace, but I don't think he has the tyres, or he just can't stay with them. I don't really understand why. He's just going to try and have a look on this business, but again, just a little bit too far back. Coming into turn number 7. It's really the only thing we're seeing. Maybe if I go to the toilet, the race will suddenly become interesting. That seems like a good idea. Incite some action. EJ! Getting very sideways. Through turn number 9. He's going to keep it in pretty much a straight line. He's going to stay behind Mr. Business. Calavera has also bolted on the side of the soft, but aren't going to make it to the end. But EJ's gonna, like, he just can't. They've made the dirty air more, and the cars just can't follow that well anymore. There's massive gaps throughout the field. It really feels like real life Formula 1 at this point. You know, so I am just gonna go to the toilet because I need to, because of how long this race has taken, pretty much. Hopefully something happens when I get back, and hopefully not when I'm gone. Great to see that absolutely nothing has changed in the last lap. You know, the last minute and a half. Oh, EJ might be just about to lose the DRS, so that's something. Yeah, EJ has lost the DRS to Mr. Business out front. So Mr. Business now, with that 1.3 second advantage, seems to be set to pull away. And just go for the full 26 points for the win and pole position. Unless R34 can do anything about it, but I don't think he'll be able to. Because he's too busy trying to get past EJ at this stage. I don't think he'll have the pace to catch up to Mr. Business out front. And I think this race is pretty much done in this, at this stage, unless EJ can get himself back into the DRS, which he might have just done. Yes, he has. A bit of business. Seems to have made a mistake through the first few corners, but yeah, EJ's so far behind him that it's not going to make a difference. Polytromp's picked up a 3-second time penalty that so far looks to be promoting Liberty Clive up to P4 in that Red Bull. He's got much better tyres. Because after 18 laps, those mediums will not be in their greatest state. So they are back in a train, but I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. EJ's had to push. He's burned his battery to get back to this stage. R34 had a very small look at trying to go for a move on EJ there into turn 1, but here we go, they're all rather close for the first time in quite a while. But again, nothing comes of it. They're all within a couple tenths of each other, so maybe we will see some battling. But for the time being, it's all as they were. And just like that, the gap's all opened up again. Hey. It's hardly the most thrilling race at this stage. You've got 3 laps to go. So they approach the end of the Grand Prix. And Mr. Business and R34 have just been saving up their battery for the last few laps, preparing to use it at the end of the race, but EJ doesn't have any such luxury. We've got a yellow flag. That's Cookface who's found. And he's got his car facing the wrong way. Might have found the wall in the process. But he's going to be okay. He's going to continue on. EJ! I think he lost the place to R34. He spun around. They might have both spun around. Through turn 3. That all but secures Mr. Business's race win out front. 3 seconds to the next car. Mr. Business will be cruising to victory at this stage. Where he started on pole and looks all but set to take the full 26 points for race victory as well. Calavera has gone off yet again. Yeah, R34 goes past EJ through the middle sector. It's not a place you often see overtakes. I don't know if he chose to let him through. Obviously I didn't see what happened between the two of them, but clearly they collided in some way. I just don't know if EJ has the pace right now. I think we do have the top 3 pretty much settled now. I don't think EJ's going to catch back up. To the Racing Bulls. And Mr. Business's win is, you know, there's no way he loses it now. You thought he lost it when he went around on the safety car restart, but the chaos that ensued because of his spin allowed him to catch back up. There's been another. There's been 3 safety cars and a virtual safety car as well. And after all of that, Mr. Business is going to come through. EJ's pace seems to have fallen off a cliff. I don't know if he's nursing to try and make sure he doesn't get a puncture. I wouldn't expect so with how this is going. But considering everything that's happened in this race, if it's kind of felt like Mr. Business has had it under control. It's the last lap of a very eventful Singapore Grand Prix for the first 15 laps. Mr. Business coming around the last couple of corners, and he's going to extend that championship lead that he earned during qualifying by taking the full points and winning the Singapore Grand Prix. And R34 is going to come home second after all that happened during that race. EJ is going to take third for his first podium in his first full race. Polytromp, reigning champion, is going to come home fourth across the line, but he's going to lose it to Calamity Clive, who takes... No, he doesn't. Never mind. Yeah, I'm an idiot. It's a 3-second penalty, not a 5. Why did I think it was a 5-second penalty? Yeah, so Calamity Clive comes home. MP5. Yeah, not my brightest of moments. R34 takes the fastest lap, but it doesn't matter. And it doesn't provide any points. Cookface is going to come home in P6 with it. Sorry, Dust. MP7. Magic in P8. Who's actually lost his front wing somewhere on the lap. Gets a 3 seconds for good measure. And comes home in that 8th place to round off the Singapore Grand Prix. Mr. Business takes the win. In the first race of the season to take the championship lead early on. Most overtakes was Polytromp. Cleanest driver was Cookface. I mean, because he didn't get involved in anything, to be fair. But that was the Singapore Grand Prix. It was eventful the first 13 laps. Got a bit duller towards the end, but I hope you still enjoyed the chaos at the start. We'll see you next week for Zandvoort in reverse, which should hopefully